So I'm addicted to this, not in a literal medical sense, but I don't think I could live without it.
Pinky toes just stretching as far as it can down, almost like wings.
Tell me something silly. Go ahead and lie to me before it's over. Lie to me. I got all day.
I was ashamed when I realized that life was a costume party, and I attended with my real face.
Tavares, right in the butt?
What?
No.
Less than a minute now.
Tool time for 200.
This term for a long-handled gardening tool can also mean an immoral pleasure seeker. Ken?
What's a hoe?
No.
She has a very long back.
Taylor Swift. Hey, throw that motherfucker. Throw that motherfucker. Hey, throw that motherfucker. Throw that motherfucker. Throw that motherfucker.
Hey guys, this is my girlfriend Becca. She has cancer, but I love her. Ugh! You can't find no black bitch with cancer? Girl, I know, right? With his weak ass.
I'm not sorry for what I'm about to do.
What are you doing?
Damn garbage. Garbitch.
What's going on, everybody? It's Mom Dan back with another stream. I'm glad to be streaming, yo. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you for being here. Hit the like button, send me some comments, and subscribe, baby. What I like to do on my channel is seek and share wisdom through philosophy. Today's topic, Kink Me. Feet edition. You know what? Before I even get into it, let me give you something. Since we're going to be talking about feet, let me just go ahead and give you this special treat on Toes Day. Yo, we're going to be talking about feet, man. We're going to be talking about some kinky stuff. We're going to try to keep it as cool and calm as possible. But shit, we're going to get nasty on here.
And I'm kinky, nasty as I want to be. Suck toes, lick scalp, eat ass, what?
Yo, today's topic, man, is coming from this book here. Why Are People Into That? A Cultural Investigation of Kink by Tina Horn. Yo, this is a really good book, man. So far, I've read the introduction, the chapter 1, which we're going to talk about a bit today, which is feet, and chapter 2, which is about spanking, and we'll get into that on the next stream. But this is a really good book, man. I don't know much about Tina Horn. She does mention some things about herself. She was in Cali in the Bay Area, and she got into kink. And one thing I learned about women is they are more advanced in sex and experiences than men. And I mean, I'm not mad. I'm not angry or anything of that nature, but I'm just at awe at how much knowledge and how much education, like she's a sex educator. I believe she does have a podcast and everything like that, but her experiences, man, it is just so awesome to have those experiences. The reason why I'm doing this stream, not the only reason, but a reason why I'm doing this stream is because men, we don't talk about sex with each other. We don't share education with each other. And I think that's egregious, how we do each other like that. It's a disservice on how lack of education is the best word I can think of, how lack of educated we are in terms of sex. And this is why that drew this to me. And just a little small history on how I came across this book. So I'm still technically on this dating site, and I met this young lady, and she is a sex educator herself, and she's very knowledgeable about sex. I mean, man, I can't even imagine how much knowledge she has. And she actually took me to a sex store, and we were, she's educating me on the different things. And that's another reason that we'll talk about in this book. But like just the experience, the education, the knowledge. I mean, I felt so free to let my thoughts out and let her know, I don't know about a lot of things in terms of sex, the things that she knows. Let's be clear. I'm not a virgin, and I have had sex. Comparing it to just any woman, I'm one to argue that a woman is so far advanced in experiences than I have. And I mean, it's just unreal, man. So I thought this would be a really good book to kind of just start my personal adult education about sex. And I didn't want it to be boring because I don't like boring sex. I like to explore kinks, I think that's fun. And some people kind of consider my love for feet as a kink or weird, if you will. And Tina Horn kind of talks about some of that in the book of how, culturally we look down upon kinks. So yeah, let's get into it. But before that, let me get us situated with some more toes. All right. All right. So I'm just going to go through some things because this is a really good book, and she kind of covers quite a bit in, she's given a lot of history, and her history, her personal history and things of that nature were good. But one thing I want to start with, and this is coming from chapter 2, the spanking section, but there was something that I just said that I wanted to make clear. I'm just going to read the sentence, but this is kind of like my idea, or this is where I stand. She says, still a crucial step of my adult sexual education was taking my book knowledge and field knowledge out of the realm of heteronormative sex work and into the real world of kink community. And that's kind of where I am right now. Like I said, I'm not a virgin. I've had sex before. I don't have a lot of sex, that has a lot of reasoning behind it. One, I live in northern Wyoming. That's not an excuse because I know people are fucking, but the dating scene is pretty difficult for me. I have some sort of leverage, I guess you could say, so I can have the opportunities. I just don't have the options, if you will. But with that being said, it's like, I'm ready to, explore my adult sex education in terms of kinks. And I want to get the intellectual knowledge, but I also want to get some field knowledge. But I want to get some kinks. I want to explore and learn. It's very it is entertaining as well, but it's informative, man. Why the things that we have? Why do we have these things? One thing that I will say, and I'm glad she said this, because I've always wanted to know, how did I come across, or how did I form this foot fetish, if you will? How did I form that? And to this day, I'm like, I don't know. And I've always known when I was a young kid that I had a foot fetish, but I didn't know, foot fetish. I didn't know those words, but I always knew that I had a liking to feet. Like I knew at a very, 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 very early age. I was like, yo, I love feet. You know, like that was my thing when I was a little kid. I would take, fuck it, we live, we can talk and be honest. One of the things I did at a very early age when I hit puberty and all of that good stuff, one of the first things I used to do was masturbate to feet. That was the first thing I did. I was like, man, I just love it. And I used to find, so I didn't have access to porn at a very early age. Well, as I got older, I started to get access to it. But like when I first hit puberty, the first thing, my access was to magazines. Like we used to get magazines in the mail from, whatever stores. I can't even remember the stores. I can't even think of some stores, but just your typical magazines from stores. Like we would have the newspaper, and inside the newspaper there would be different types of magazines and store papers and things of that nature. And I would just always look for the feet. So here's a little part here that I wanted to read. And this is in the feet sections, page 33. And I'm just going to read a small portion here. She said, we know that some people fantasize about rape because they were assaulted, and some because they have to live with the fear that they might be assaulted someday. The same goes for feet. You can have a powerful foot-based memory and never form a fetish. And you can form a foot fetish without a powerful memory. And I highlighted that because that was like my case right now, the last part. I formed this foot fetish, but I have no powerful memory. I don't know. And I'm assuming that's what she meant. Like, how did I derive this? I just have no memory. So if you are someone like myself and you're like figuring it out, trying to like, man, how? You just developed it, I guess. She did say that kinky desire can come from it can come from both nature and nurture. And then she said, ultimately, we all have a choice in how we integrate those desires into our lives, and responsibility to the people who make commitments to. I think that's interesting. I don't know if it's nurture. I don't think anyone nurtured this to me. I'm gonna be the one to say nature has given me this. I don't know why nature formed this interest in my brain or my well-being. I just have no idea why that is. Another portion, she said, these root stories are useful for self-understanding, but sometimes they are employed as justification. In the minds of many fetishists, this thing happened to them when they were too young and innocent to do anything about it. Now they're fated, doomed even to play out the habit over and over. Like Macbeth, they're victims of destiny. I don't see myself as a victim, but destiny has given me this. Like I have no knowledge. I don't know how. I just can't recall any memory of it. But destiny has given me this. And like she said, we were too young and innocent. I was young and innocent, that this came upon me. That was the very first thing that I knew that came upon me. I was like, wow. How I just discovered it. Let's see another portion in here that I found very interesting. And there's quite a bit in here. One thing that she talked about, and this was in how we looked at it as from a psychological standpoint. I just highlighted this part. She says foot fetishism, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, is more specifically defined in the DSM-5 as partialism, where there is an intense focus on one part of the body, supposedly at the expense of interest in the whole unified person. This comes back to the normal-abnormal binary. Few people are distressed over someone being as tits guy or an ass man. Right? In essence, what I gathered from what she mean is, as some people are like the tits, some people like the ass. No one really, spaz out on them. No one says, "Ugh, you nasty," right? No one really talks negative about that. But society always looks down upon myself as a weirdo for liking feet. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's a body part. Like, why wouldn't I be attracted to a body part? Culturally, we are weird. Like, we just, humans are fucking weird, man. Another thing about the DSM, and this is from the psychological. If you don't know what that is, it's called the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorder. The 5th edition text version, the DSM-5-TR, the American Psychiatric Association's widely referred tome, classifies fetishism as persistent, preferential sexual arousal in association with non-living objects, an over-inclusive focus on typically non-sexual body parts and body secretions. In other words, if you get off on hairy armpits, strong vibrators, or calloused hands, you're a bona fide sicko. That's how they had it in this book, the DSM-5 or whatever you want to call it. That's how they deemed it. Like, that's so weird that we deem you liking a human being as weird. And these are supposedly educated people, who make these claims. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're saying I'm a sicko. You come up with these terms for me indulging in a human body. That's weird to me. I like underarms too. I like armpits. I love ladies with hairy armpits. We'll talk about all that later. We'll talk about that later, man. Oh, well, let me see if I got it here. Oh, no, I ain't got it. But fuck it. Here's one.
And I'm kinky, nasty as I want to be. Suck toes, lick scalp, eat ass. What?
Yo, man, I think culturally we need to. It's not that we need to, because I know we're not going to change. However, for those who have interest in certain things, like myself, I have interest in feet. I love beautiful feet. I think that you should be comfortable in yourself and knowing what you like in your kinks and be comfortable with that. And just know that it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. Depending on what the kink is, I'm still learning kinks. So generally, I'm saying that because I don't know all kinks and I'm learning kinks. Let's see another part that I wanted to just read about. She says, personally, I see no inherent value in being normal, which is why words like pervert and freak are so much fun to reclaim. I agree with her, man. I accept these terms. Like, I mean, people look at it as negative. I don't look at it as negative. Like, I think it's normal. It's normal behavior, and someone who makes these terms, this is just a guess, are not comfortable with themselves and their desires, and they can't handle what it is that they like. They can't express they can't be like me. They can't say, oh yeah, I like feet.
Just how you like it.
Yeah, they can't do that. So they come up with these words and terms to make you feel or to hinder you from indulging in what you like. Let's see some more things that I found very interesting. She talks about certain movies of these instances. I wish I had clips of them, but I didn't even think to get those clips. But if you watch movies, I don't think I remember this movie. I remember the movie Boomerang with Eddie Murphy in the feet scene, but I don't remember the movie itself. I was still a young guy. I was, in my early teens, or I was at an early age. It was in the 90s. I was still young in a sense. But she says our notions of partialism can manifest in many ways, like Eddie Murphy's character in Boomerang 1992, early 90s, who uses his love for feet to justify his pickiness. No matter how beautiful a woman is, if she's got hammer time in her shoes, she's dismissible. That's me. That is me, yo. Yo, if this is how much of love for feet I am. A woman can be beautiful from head to ankles, but if her feet are not beautiful, I just dismiss her. It's weird. Like the first thing I look at it for a woman, the first curiosity that I have, the first thing that I'm thinking of, feet. I have to see her feet for me to perceive further, for me to be like, okay, I like this. I'm interested. I have to see the feet. I have to. It's like a must for me. Now hammer time. Feet for me. Feet are. What's the word I can say? Feet are a case-by-case basis. So one person can have a specific thing on their feet, like a bunion. And I can be like, nah, I don't like the bunions on her feet. But another woman can have bunions on hers, and I'd be like, damn, those are sexy, right? So it's always a case-by-case thing. Always a case-by-case thing. And then there was another scene, and let's see if we talk about it. She does talk about Quentin Tarantino quite a bit in the movie. I won't talk about that because I kind of talked about some of the feet scenes. Another movie or a show. I never seen the show. I have seen the show. I just didn't see this thing on Sex and the City, where this guy was a shoe salesman, and he had a shoe fetish or maybe foot fetish, but of that interest, he's in the conversation, if you will. And the character name was Charlotte, I believe. Yeah, Charlotte. So Charlotte, she had a shoe fetish and he had a foot fetish. And so she, I guess, didn't have the money for the shoes or whatever, but the dude was like, yo, like, you can have the shoes. And she was kind of like, like, okay, like, and he was positioning himself to see her feet or rub her feet or something of that nature, or just watch her in the shoes or something like that. But she was turned off. And again, I'm just like, why? I mean, even though he was at his job, that I can say that could have been, it is unprofessional in a sense, but he handled it in a mature way. I wish I could have that scene. I did have it somewhere, but I just don't know where I had it. But I thought that was a funny scene that she mentioned in the book. She also talks about other things, and I want to kind of talk about the different scenes and stuff like that. One thing that I did want to talk about, this is what I mean about my experiences. First of all, like I said, Tina Horn is a pro-dom. I had to search that word up. So she's a pro-dominant or a dominatrix. So she has a lot of experience in, and she kind of goes into it in chapter 2 about the spanking, and she really likes spankings. But she has a lot of experience from being a dominatrix and also being a top and a bottom. In this sense, she's saying that she, the word masochist and what's the word? It starts with the S. Please forgive me, guys. I'm still learning this. Shit. Is it sadism or? I can't think of a word. You know what I'm saying. But she has the experience of inflicting the pain and having the pain inflict on her to receive pleasure, if you will. Y'all know the word I'm trying to say. Please forgive me. These are new words for me. But anyway, this is what I mean about me having the experience of exploring with the things that I like. I don't have a lot of experience in terms of really fulfilling my enjoyment. And I love how she gives so many great examples of like so many levels of how I want to explore this. And I was like, yes. She gets it. And she admits that she has a foot fetish. she's like, she gets why guys have that. And she's like, yes, I have it now. I have one too. Let me read this. This is quite a nice and lengthy paragraph, but I must read this. She says, as a pro dom, I discovered that if a client said he was into feet, that could mean any number of things. And it does. She said, I learned to ask, are you into pampering me? Do you want to massage me in a way that's about being in service to my pleasure, or about yours in having access to a private part of me? And can we have both? Do you like to inflict excruciating sensation on this sensitive body part in order to elicit uninhibited shrieks? Are you into worship, meaning running your tongue all over my feet and popping my piggies into your mouth in your mouth one at a time? Do you want me to hit the gym and keep my sweaty sneakers on before I see you? Do you want me to press the ball of my foot against your genitals or kick you as hard as I can? Put my entire weight on your chest or back? Smother your face? When you say feet, do you also mean legs, high heels, engineer boots, silk stockings, football socks? Do you want my foot in your other holes beside your mouth? Do you want to be objectified as my ottoman on your hands and knees while I rest myself on you? And do you want a foot job? Because if so, I need to work extra hard on my boat pose in Pilates. Tina Horn is amazing. Tina Horn is amazing. Tina Horn is amazing. Let me show you a picture of how she looks. Let me show you how she looks. Let me pull up a little picture. I did pull up a picture here. Check this out. So this is Tina Horn. And I put this in the description box. Tina Horn, why are people into that? This is who she is. This lady right here. If you see this picture here to the right, she's the lady here. I wish I could zoom in on it. And it doesn't. Oh, yes, it does. So off the rip, this is a cute picture of her right here to the left. I'll click on that one from this in a second. So she has that, I don't know what you want to call this look. Some people might not be into it. It didn't take me a second. I can say that the person who turned me onto this book has that vibe, this vibe as Tina Horn. Tattoos and the hair. And not saying the person that I had her hair shaved off, but she has, this vibe. Even the lady to the hair with a different color. And, I don't know what you call that new. I mean, it's a different vibe per se. But I like it. I really do. I really like it. Some might say it's a feminist look, maybe, I guess. I don't know. I don't know much about the look per se. I don't know. I like it. I'm not really big on the tattoos, but I'm not against the tattoos. The only reason why I'm not big on the tattoos is because it takes away from the skin. Like, I miss the skin with all the tattoos. I'm like, damn, I love pale skin. The pale, the better. I love it. But when they put the tattoos on, I'm like, oh, it takes away from the beauty of the skin. That's the only thing I have against tattoos. And if you have tattoos, I'm like, shit, whatever, that's your thing. It just takes away from the beauty of the pale skin that I love. But I love this lady because this is what I want. This is like the things I want to enjoy. And now that we call it the JUCO, shout out to Coach Greg Adams and the coach gang. But having a little leverage that I have, I can express some of these things to the JUCO and say, these are the things that I want. Overall, out of all the experiences that I've had, I'd say the person who introduced me to this book, her and maybe maybe one or two at the most. They were like really catering to my desire. You know, it's hard to find someone who knows the knowledge, and that's why I appreciate the lady that gave that. Like, you know, like she is amazing. Like she knows about sex, and she's like, okay. It was one time when, and then this is not to get too graphic, but this is the one time when we were engaged with each other and having a good time, and she's like, you know what? I never gave you a foot job, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, yes, because I just loved her feet so much. I still love her feet. And she was like, I never gave you a foot job. And it was amazing. Like, and that's why Tina Horn, I was like, yes, like she gets it. Like it's good that I tell people what I like, but it's another thing to have Tina Horn's response. And I'll go line by line. So she's like, I discovered that if a client said he was into feet, that could mean any number of things. She said, I learned to ask, are you into pampering me? Like, yes. I'm so into that. And a lot of women, believe it or not, they may have the experience, but they don't have the response that Tina Horn has. Like, are you into pampering me? I was like, yes. So the lady here that gave me this, well, she didn't give me this book. We went to the sex store and I purchased the book. But one thing that I enjoyed about her is, like, I really liked pampering her. I was like, yo, I want to see your toes this color, and I would let her have her pick of choice with her fingernails, because I was like, I like to see your creativity too. And we actually went to the nail salon together, and I was just like enjoying that. Like, I'm into pampering you. And she was like, yeah, come to the nail salon. And of course I paid for it, but she booked the appointment, and we were there together. I mean, it was so amazing. Like, that was like the best that I had, and I got to watch her nails, and I was like, oh, that shit's so sexy, yo. So Tina Horn gets it. She says, do you want to massage me in a way that's being about being in service to my pleasure? Absolutely, yes. Yes. And she says, or about yours and having access to a private part of me? Yes. And can we have both? Yes. Do you like to inflict excruciating sensation on the sensitive part in order to elicit uninhibited shrieks? Yes. But, however, I don't want it to be painful. And she talks about pain in chapter 2. So that's why I'm saying yes, but I'm still having to learn about pain. But the answer is yes. And then she says, are you into worship? Fucking yes. Fuck yes. Like, yes. Like, that is, man, come on, man. I mean, it's so crazy. Look, man.
So I'm addicted to this. Not in a literal medical sense, but I don't think I could live without it.
I mean, come on, man. It's so hard to find a woman who understands. Thank you, Tina Horn. I've never met this lady, but she gets it. When I say, like, I want to worship your feet, women don't, from my experiences, let me say it that way, from the experiences that I've had, only a few, less than a handful, understood that. They was like, yes. They were like, yes, I love that. Yeah. Yo, man, it's hard to find. It's weird that, now with the foot thing, a lot of people are saying that they have a foot fetish or into feet, but they're not. I'm like, nah, you ain't into it, man. You like, come on, man. You just riding a wave. You ain't into it. But a lot of women are riding that wave too. Meaning, what I mean by that is you see it I see it on my social media because the algorithm knows I have interest. But I've noticed a lot of women, what they do is they use it only for their gain, if you will. They're not really interested in my interest of worshiping their feet. They're using it only for their gain, for the entertainment, or just to have people comment or look at their streams. They're really not like Tina Horn saying, yo, do you want to worship me? They're not there. They're not there. Mentally, they're in a selfish mode of, okay, I'm just trying to get the clicks. I'm just trying to get the likes. And that sucks. It just ruins it. It just ruins everything. So that's why I love Tina Horn when she said, are you into worship? Like, that is amazing. When a woman, for me, because I like feet, when she says, are you into that? I'm like, fuck yes, I am into worshiping your feet. She said, meaning, she says, and then she even explains what she means. She said, are you into worship, meaning running your tongue all over my feet and popping my piggies into your mouth one at a time? Fuck. Yes.
And I'm kinky, nasty, nasty as I want to be. Suck toes, lick scalp, eat ass. What?
Tina Horn, you're amazing, ma'am. You are fucking amazing. She says, do you want me to hit the gym and keep my sweaty sneakers on before I see you? Yes. Yes. Two places that I love feet. The gym, like when ladies take their shoes off at the gym, because I love to go to the gym. I'm a gym guy. When they do that, I'm like, oh. So I see it on videos. I've only seen it once in person, and it was so beautiful. And I know who it was. I was living in Texas at the time, and I was like, wow. Like, I just wanted to worship her feet so fucking bad. And I was like, wow. I love that, yo. I love that. And then the second place, if not the gym, the car. I don't know why or what it is about a car. Like, I love car scenes when what is her name? I forgot her name. Fuck. It's a weird name. It starts with it's not Andreas. If you were one of the foot gang, man, and you know who I'm talking about, Andreas Quinn, I think, something of that nature. She always has beautiful feet, and she has a lot of car scenes with the feet. There are a lot of women who understand and they know. And I want to send a shout out to those ladies that understand and they like, yo, it's just a shared connection, man. It's so rare to find. Let me finish with this chapter and then we're going to get out of here, man. But yes, she said, do you want me to hit the gym and keep my sweaty sneakers on before I see you? Yes. She said, do you want me to press the ball of my foot against your genitals? Yes. And then she says, or kick you as hard as I can. Now that part, I don't know about kicking me as hard as you can. I don't like that. I have to say I have not had it either, but I don't want that. Now I like I'm intrigued about the kicking portion, but not hard as you can. It's like, how can I describe it? You know, like when, a boxer hits the little bag, they're not hitting it hard per se, but they do bang, but I like kind of like that nice steady flow. I don't want it to be a bang, I want it to be that nice flow. Like, it's not a soft pat, but it's not a hard pat, but it's like, the pressure is amazing if I can get that. In my mind, it's like, yes, I'm going to like that. But to say to hit me as hard as you can, no. She says, put my entire weight on your chest or back. Yes, I have not had this. But I would definitely love to have the Ashiatsu massage. Oh my gosh. I yearn for that day to have an Ashiatsu massage. If you don't know what that is, that's like when the lady, she gives you a massage with her feet, but she stands up. And I guess they have like some bars, some little bar that they stand on. I've seen it in different ways. But I would want that, yes. Smother your face, yes. She said, when you say feet, do you also mean legs? Yes. High heels. High heels.
It was a long day.
Yes. Let's see. Engineer boots. I don't know what engineer boots are. I've never heard that before. I don't know what that is. I didn't even look it up. I was like, engineer boots? I don't know what that is. I do have an interest in ladies who wear Doc Martens. I kind of like those. I used to work at a shoe store, and Doc Martens were popular then. Well, I shouldn't say popular. People would buy those shoes, and they were really expensive. They were one of the more expensive brands of the shoes in the shoe store. So I like those. I kind of like the Doc Martens. Silk stockings, no, I don't like silk stockings. I don't like those. I don't like that. For one, it gives old lady, and then two, it takes away from, like I said earlier, the skin. It takes away from the beauty of the skin. I love pale skin, and it takes away from the beauty of the pale skin. I want to see the natural skin. And then also it hides the toes. I can't see the toes. I want to see the toes. So I don't like silk stockings. I don't like stockings. I don't like that. Football socks. I've never seen a woman wear football socks. So I don't know. I've never seen that before. She says, do you want my foot in other holes beside your mouth? Ooh, that sounds fun. Yes. She says, do you want to be objectified as my autumn on your hands and knees while I rest myself on you? Yes. She says, and do you want a foot job? Yes. She says, because if so, I need to work extra hard on my boat pose in Pilates. Yo, man, this is an awesome book, man. I love this book. So far, it's been awesome. It does, from some parts of it, it does get a bit slow, but the reason why it seems slow, and I had to slow myself down because initially when I got to the book, I was like, tell me why I have a foot fetish. And that's not her position. That's not how she gives information. She kind of gives some background, and she gives some familiar context to what, things are, like the movie references and so on and so forth. So I love that. I love that she just didn't, all right, here's what it is. And, I appreciate that. Even though that's what I prefer her style of writing so far, because she gives a lot more than what I expected, if that makes any sense. So far, it's an awesome book. We're going to talk about spanking next. Spanking on the next show is going to be very interesting. I don't know much about spanking. She informed me quite a bit about spanking, and I'm definitely interested in, I want to learn more about it. So I'm going to get out of here. But before I do, I'm going to give you some more feet, and then we're going to get out of here. Hit the like button, man. I know this is kind of a broad conversation that I had. I kind of talked about a lot of things, but I want it to be kind of casual, if you will. I didn't want to just say, all right, here it is. We're going to talk about feet. And, I didn't want it to be, I want it to be casual and laid back. We just vibing, having a good time, relaxed. With feet, I love feet, and I want it to be that way. I want it to be relaxed. So, yeah, as always, man, before I get out of here, I always like to tell you, peace and be kind to your motherfucking self.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
a long day.
Number 1, number 2. Number 1, number 2.
About the same. Number 1 might be a tiny bit better.
Number 3, number 4.
Number 3.
5 and 6. About the same?
Yeah, they're pretty much... Can I see 5 one more time?
5 and 6.
Yeah.
And I'm kinky, nasty, nasty as I want to be. Suck toes, lick scalp, eat ass. What?
Just let me eat you. One time. You gonna sleep for 3 days, my baby. I'm gonna make you cry.
Are you gonna show us?
Ay, ay, ay!
Thank you, bitch! Bitch, thank you, thank you, thank you, goddammit!